All right, everybody. Getting ready for a big job interview. I bet you are. And you know what? Interviews can be tough.
They really can be. You practice and practice, but then you get in the room and it all goes out the window.
Totally. So that's why we're doing this deep dive today,
Yeah.
to help you out. We've got some really interesting stuff, actually.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, we're going to look at a conversation between Teacher Sam and Emily about how to nail those English-speaking job interviews.
You know, it's interesting because they focus on English, but a lot of the advice applies no matter what language the interview is in.
Oh, for sure, for sure.
Yeah.
It's all about coming across well, you know, making a good impression, being confident.
Exactly. It's the kind of advice that just makes you a stronger candidate overall. Like they had these 10 tips and some of them really got me thinking.
Oh, yeah. Like what?
Well, like punctuality. I always thought it was just
Timing.
like be on time.
Yeah, be on time. Simple.
Right. But they were saying, no, you want to get there like 5 minutes early. That way you're not rushed, you're prepared, and it doesn't make the interviewer feel like they have to rush either.
That's a good point. I like that.
Right. So subtle, but it makes a difference. And then they talked about body language too.
Oh, yeah. Body language is huge.
Huge EE, but again, it's not just sit up straight.
Yeah. Have good posture. We've all heard that one.
Right. It's got to be more specific than that. They had this great example. Teacher Sam talked about this candidate who kept looking at the clock during the interview.
Oh, no.
I know, instant impression of, I don't want to be here.
Yeah, you're just not interested.
Right. So Emily's tip was to focus on the interviewer's forehead.
Really?
Yeah, it gives the impression of eye contact without staring them down.
Huh. Never thought about that.
Right? I mean, it's brilliant.
That's the kind of stuff I love about these deep dives. It's like these little nuggets of wisdom.
Absolutely. And speaking of preparation, they also talk about reviewing your CV. I know we all think we know it back to front.
Yep. Got it memorized.
But Teacher Sam really recommended using the STAR method when you go over it. Situation, task, action, result.
Oh, yeah, I've heard that.
It's such a good way to really frame your experience as a story.
Makes it more memorable, I bet.
Way more memorable. And you're ready to answer those tricky questions. Okay, this next one kind of threw me off. Thanking the interviewer before you speak.
Before you speak. That seems a little odd.
I thought so too.
Like a bit formal, maybe?
Right. But they were saying it shows respect and gratitude, which is really important in some cultures.
That's a good point. You don't want to offend anyone.
Exactly. It's about being aware, I guess. Maybe just a quick, thanks for having me. Just to acknowledge their time.
Yeah, a little courtesy goes a long way.
Exactly. And then, they talked about clarity and conciseness.
Oh, well, those are important everywhere.
Totally. Especially when you're nervous.
Oh, yeah. Your mind goes blank and you start rambling.
Exactly. And what's interesting is they link this to industry knowledge. They were saying, if you really know your stuff about the company and the job, you're able to talk about it concisely and intelligently.
So true. It shows you've done your homework.
Right. Like you're not just trying to sound impressive, you actually care. And I think that leads into confidence as well.
Ugh, confidence. Everyone says you need it, but it's so hard to just be confident.
I know. But they were saying it's not about being arrogant.
Right.
It's about knowing your worth and believing in yourself.
Yeah, like you deserve to be there.
Exactly. And this is where I think presentation skills come in. They talked about practicing beforehand, not to memorize answers, but just to get comfortable talking about your experiences.
That's a good point.
Like imagine you're talking to a friend about your dream project. That kind of energy.
Oh, I like that.
Enthusiasm.
Yeah, and it's not just speaking either. They talked about leadership too.
Oh, yeah, even if it's not a management position.
All right, you're not going in for CEO, but you still need to show you can take charge. Teacher Sam had this example of a candidate who, when asked about a challenge they faced, they talked about how they took initiative and found a solution.
Oh, that's great. That shows you're a problem solver.
Exactly. Not just waiting for someone to tell you what to do.
Exactly. And then finally, they talked about understanding the interview process.
Oh, that's a good one.
I think it helps so much to know what to expect going in.
It takes some of the pressure off for sure.
Definitely.
So 10 tips. That's a lot to think about, but I think the most important thing is to just be yourself.
Yeah. Authenticity goes a long way. And if you're prepared, you'll feel more confident. And that confidence will just shine through.
So as you're getting ready for that interview, I want you to think about what's one area you can focus on to boost your confidence.
Yeah, what's going to make you feel ready to rock that interview?
Think about it and let us know.
Good luck out there.
You got this.